Okay, it's still Wednesday morning. I wanted to show you I've been a busy bee. All of that stuff over there and over there, these things, those are tagged. All of this stuff tagged. And there's another container of tarnished silver plated stuff that is tagged in the building. I have made tags for all of these, but I have not applied them yet. And I have inventoried in my book everything in here, but I haven't done any of the wood tags yet. And then as far as glass, I just have to do these. But then I have this huge basket of doilies that will have to get tagged. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I think at this rate, I should be done tagging everything in here. What is today, Wednesday? No later than Friday, probably even before that. But that will feel very liberating to have tagged all of this stuff. And then I'll need to start tagging because it's going to be a little bit harder to price out the things that we've painted and stenciled or painted and transferred or painted and whatever. Because there's the paint factor, there's the clear coat factor, there's the transfer factor, and there's the time factor. This stuff that's just stuff I pick up and just goes the way it is. Like, see, even these containers, we painted all the top, painted and distressed the tops. So there's at least a small amount of time factor, paint factor, and clear coat factor when I'm pricing these. So anyway, getting super excited to get this booth going. I'm actually, as much as I am looking forward to setting it up as far as painting and putting up the faux wood and the fabric and all of that, I'm more excited to set it up and to decorate. And yeah. Riz, are you feeling safe in here? All right. I'm going to let you guys go. That's what I've been up to this morning and last night and the night before. So I'm going to hope to get this all done by Friday so I can get going on the rest. Where are you going?
Huh?
Where are you going? Come here. No, come here. Come here. I want to show everybody your shirt. But more than that, I want to show them your shoes. He came home with those one day and he was so excited about them. And I was just like, oh my God, they look gay. And the more he wears them, they're so growing on me. So funny.
And anybody that knows me knows that I am 100% not gay.
Not gay. We're going out to dinner. We were going to go see Rambo.
I'm sorry.
We were going to go see Rambo. But honey couldn't get off in time, so. All right, I'm turning it off. He's annoyed because I had to do a video.
I'm not annoyed.
Look at him. He's annoyed.
Watch out, there's water. You're wearing granny shoes.
These are my granny shoes. Look at his grandpa shoes.
These are skater shoes.
Anyway, this used to be our favorite restaurant, and it's not anymore. It's 5280, right?
Oh, no, this is still my favorite Mexican restaurant.
Okay. Well, I love it here. Saturday morning before 7. I already sold something off Facebook Marketplace. I have somebody coming in an hour and a half to buy something from Facebook Marketplace. And we are selling the motorcycle this evening off of Facebook Marketplace. It's my new favorite place. But real quick, I wanted to show you, I had this chalkboard that I got at the 70% off at Hobby Lobby, gosh, 6 months ago. And it's been hanging in the laundry room. Nothing ever got used on it. So I ordered a stencil that says vintage stuff and things that's going to go on here. But I did all of these molds earlier, and I'm going to glue all of these on, and then I'm going to paint. Actually, I'll probably, once the clay pieces are dry, I will spray paint them black, and then I will use white paint, paint the whole board, and then I will distress back wood, and I will distress back the molds. So that's what I'm going to do. And then when the stencil gets here, hoping today, I can stencil our name, and this will be our sign in the booth. So there you go. I have to find my, what do you call it? My stand for my phone, because I want to answer some questions, comments, and chat with you guys. So probably have to go outside and look for that. I just set you right there. And guess what? You're right in the way of me being able to see any comments that I want to answer. So, yeah, I just showed you this sign, and I just messaged the lady. So I just sold 2 rugs off of Marketplace that I had bought at a yard sale for $10. I sold for $30. And I didn't intend to sell them. I bought them when I was going to have the tea room, and I thought they'd be beautiful in the tea room, but that didn't happen. And in a lot of ways, I'm kind of glad it didn't happen, because I'm having a ton of fun doing this, and I don't know if I would have had as much fun. I was actually stressed about that because I didn't know if it was going to work. I had never run a business like that. I'm trying to figure out how to open the Gorilla Glue. How do you open the Gorilla Glue? Maybe this will work. Oh, this is for fabric. So now I have to figure out how to open the Gorilla Glue. I just don't have the strength and in my left hand. And honestly, it's been a couple days. I've started to have pain in my right hand, but I have teeth. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do that to get it open, and I'll be back. It's open. I knew lots of you would fuss at me. You probably still will, but that's okay. I'm sure you still love me anyway, even though you know I just opened the glue with my teeth. So I want to talk to you about a situation that came up with Savannah. And Savannah, if you're watching, yes, I'm going to discuss this. So, week and a half ago, Savannah attempted to get a lip piercing. And when I say a lip piercing, one that goes in this side and comes out this side, and then it has a ball and a ball. And it was a failed attempt because the person, I don't know if they didn't know what they were doing. It didn't work out, and they had to abort the piercing. So I come to work the next day, and she tells me about this situation that happened and how painful it was and how upset she was that it didn't work. And I'm just looking at her like, why the hell would you do that to your face? And I listened to her whole story before I say, but why would you do that to your face? And she was noticeably upset that I wasn't approving at all. And not as a mother. As a mother, I feel like I'm pretty good. I learned from some other experiences that as a mother, I don't have any more control of what my kids do. So I might, let them know, okay, well, here are my thoughts, but I know you're going to do whatever you're going to do. But I don't get mad at them about, you know, doing something I specifically just don't necessarily get. But as a boss, I was like, oh, hail to the no. That is not what I want, at my front counter. And she was upset because she really wants to do this. And we kind of battled about it back and forth. Both of us being as calm about it as we could. But me trying to explain my point of view as a boss and her point of view as the person who wants to get it. And for me, it was just no. Ain't happening. If you want to work here, it ain't happening. So, some days go by, and I had gone to Taco Bell to pick up some food for Honey. He wanted Taco Bell. Yes, we both like Taco Bell. And their new chalupa thing with the cheesy stuff on the outside is muy bueno. So anyway, let's Taco Bell. And when I placed my order, the girl who I could hear over the speaker was so friendly and pleasant. And, you just, I immediately thought, oh, I don't know. I seriously, I guess because I have a business, I immediately thought, oh, I'd like her working at my front counter. She's bubbly and full of personality and so pleasant. And anyway, when I got to the window, this girl was still just as bubbly and pleasant as she was on the speaker, but she was covered with facial piercings and tattoos everywhere. And it made me think, okay, so I am from a generation that doesn't like that type of stuff. I'm not. I don't get it. I'm like, you are who you are. Why do you have to do these things to yourself? I don't know. I still don't understand why. But I started thinking to myself, okay, when I heard that person on, the speaker, I was anxious to meet that person and, see what that person looked like because they were so pleasant and friendly and, like that. So after that, I thought about it for several days. And I have two girls that have been working for me for a while that have facial piercings. And one of them is Jackie. She's the one with the curly red hair. And she has a nose piercing. And then Brianna, the little bubbly receptionist that strips at night, she has two nose piercings. And they're just like little studs. So they're not like, to me, I don't know, they're just not in my face. I don't recognize them really. When I think of facial piercings, I think of those things that have a ball at the end. Anyway, after thinking about it and having the experience I did at Taco Bell with that gal, I decided I would tell Savannah that since the other girls have facial piercings, I would permit one facial piercing per employee. You can have no more than one facial piercing. And I think, you please give me your 2 cents here. I think that was a reasonable way to handle it. It was a fair way to handle it. And because she told me she didn't have any intentions on getting any other piercings anyway. Just a whole bunch in her ears, and although I didn't necessarily love those either, they didn't, ear piercings are more accepted. I'm more concerned about the clients. And when you're a business owner, you have to be concerned about the clients. I don't talk to my clients about my political views. You got to be concerned about, what they're going to like and what they're not going to like. And my business is in a very affluent area. And I have to be concerned about these things. It's my business. And anyway, that's how I handled it. And I want to know what you think about how I handled it. I think I want to know. As a business owner, I do have a right to set a standard of what I want. And it has been brought to my attention, not by Savannah, but by somebody else, that I have to put it in writing. I have almost like a handbook, so to speak, of these things that are permitted or not permitted. So I'm going to have to, I already have sort of a little one, but I don't have that. So I guess I have to add that because it talks about phones and it talks about you're not allowed to text that you're not coming in for the day. Stuff like that. So anyway, there's that. The other thing I want to talk about is, so I had the lady who ordered the cards. You guys saw, I'm sure, that I made some cards. And I didn't really have time to make cards. But when somebody asks me to make something, I feel honored. I feel, it makes me feel good that somebody likes my work enough they would ask me to make something. So she asked me to make the cards. Did I have time to make cards? You guys know I didn't have time to make any cards, but I made time and I made the cards. I did say to her that if she didn't like the cards, I would just list them on eBay. So I did the cards, and I tried really hard to make the cards in the color scheme that she wanted, which I expressed on the video was difficult for me. I struggled with making the cards in the color palette that she wanted. And she had given me creative license to not make them in that color palette if I just couldn't. Anyway, I feel like I was able to get what she asked for done. And she messages me and says she'll take the red one. I was like, wait a minute, you ordered 3. And I fulfilled your request. So why don't you want all 3 of them? And she messages back and says, well, you said if I didn't like them, I could take whichever one I wanted. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't say that you didn't like them. And I did fulfill your request, which was, the colors and mermaids and shells and, ocean themed and shabby chic and all the things that you asked for. So what is it that you don't like about them? She just responded that I said she didn't have to buy them. And when I said that, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be really honest here. I know I did say that. My thought process was, if I can't make them how you want them, if they're not all the things that you asked for, you don't have to buy them. But they were all the things that she asked for. And so anyway, there's that. So I don't know. I know some of you are going to be like, oh, Rena, you're just upset that she didn't like the other ones. But they're exactly what she asked for. So I'm going to probably, when I'm done talking to you guys and gluing these things on, and this is going faster than I expected, so that makes me happy. I'm going to list them on eBay. If she wants it, she can buy it off of eBay. But time is ticking for the antique booth. We are pretty much 7 days away from that. Next Sunday. So I think we are going to start moving furniture out of the trailer because we still have more furniture in the trailer. We're going to move it into the garage, and then we're going to move the pieces of furniture that are finished and ready to go into the trailer, and then move the furniture from the garage into the building. And I'm going to start packing up. I did finish all the pricing of everything in the guest room. I finished that, and tomorrow is Sunday. So tomorrow, before Honey gets up, I'm going to start. I have some pieces that I have to clean, the glass and the mirrors. I have to clean those. I got some more transfers because I want to do a few more windows. So I'm going to do that. But it's just a lot of miscellaneous stuff that has to get done. And this stuff that I just glued on here, it's not centered because I'm busy talking to you guys. It's your fault. So I'm going to go, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Quick, I'm going to go over these comments. I just clicked something and now it's doing something weird. Okay, KDS says, oh my God, you painted the pony. Not sure about the color, but I think you did a good job anyway. So I saw that and I was like, the only way I could have painted that pony, the only other color I considered was pink. And, to me, that pony, if it was like up at the top of somebody's kitchen cupboards with all kinds of other farmhouse things, to me, that pony would look really farmhouse in that green. And I thought I had more people that were likely to buy it if I painted it in that color than if I painted it pink, because how many people really decorate with pink in their house? So that's why I went with the green. And I think it's a really pretty green. We'll see. We'll see how quickly or how slowly or how, if it doesn't sell at all, if that green was a good choice. So we'll see. Um, like those trays you had in the studio, parentheses, little house. Don't call it the little house. I am struggling not to call it the little house. So you guys got to help me with that. Sorry that the booth you had with your cousin didn't go so well. It may not have been the price, but maybe the place. I don't know, but it's okay because now I've got other avenues to sell them. If it had been a craft fair, it might have been a different story. Well, the place that I shared a booth with her was called Craftique Mall. So it's crafts and antiques. So it's kind of like a crafty antique mall. Does that make any sense? So I really thought it would go well. Yes, definitely keep going with the stall you and Alan have at the antique mall. Some days you won't sell anything and some days you might. Good luck with the venture. I think it's going to go well. I was really motivated when Jamie Ray said on their second or third day they were open, they sold $1,000 in one day. And it's just them in a little house. Well, maybe not a little house, but it's a house and it's them. So it's the biggest antique mall in Denver. It may be the biggest antique mall in this area of the country. And people are constantly going through there every day, like hundreds of people. So I have a really good feeling about this. I am feeling really confident. We did sell a couple of things at the booth space we have at the mall, not the antique mall, but the mall. So that was promising that we sold a couple things there. Anyway, so Kim Ross, Aussie Paper Crafter. Thank you, Rena, for the congratulations on the birth of our Lillian Adele. Her middle name, Adele, is after my husband's mother's middle name. She passed away at the young age of 42 from leukemia. Oh, I never met my mother-in-law. My husband was only 19 years old when she passed away. Our little girl is a bit of a night owl and does not sleep too much. She would average about 12 hours sleep per day. Wow. Wow. I'm not kidding you. Savannah slept 22 hours a day. I love the finished pieces you started on the end of the vlog. Really love the pony, how it turned out. It looks fantastic. Thank you. Amanda Wireman. Love, love, love the fabric for the walls and loved seeing you in the craft room again, although the video is a little messed up. Never did get to see the metal rooster thingy. What is the metal rooster thingy? Make sure and embrace the shit show. It's a process. That's so funny. Carla Keenan. Lots of inventory you've pulled together. Don't overpaint the hutch. Excited to see your booth come together. Fabric is pretty. Hope it's not too busy. You want your products to show and stand out. Good luck with setting up, Carla. I got you, Carla. It is a little bit busy, but my idea is mostly furniture is going to be pushed against it, and we're going to have little pops of the fabric kind of behind it. I originally thought the fabric was going to go about 8 feet up. It's actually only to go 6 feet up. So it's just kind of going to be peekabooing through. So we'll see. And yeah, we'll see. Naomi West, love the fabric. Would Shiva be more friendly to Rizzo if she didn't have her pom-poms? Perhaps she thinks they're playthings. I thought so too. Rizzo's pom-poms were getting to be about this long. I cut them like to be that long. And now instead of grabbing the hair, Shiva grabs the leg. And I talked to them at daycare yesterday, and they said she does the same thing with the little dogs at daycare. And when she starts to get too big dog playful, they just move the little dogs into a different location because they have more big dogs than little dogs. So that is that. So you guys have some stuff that I'm hoping that you will give me your input on this particular vlog. I have been very blessed lately that there hasn't been a lot of good stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I did go look at two pieces of furniture um, this week that I didn't buy. One was a little vintage vanity dresser. It wasn't really a vanity. It was like a little vanity dresser. And I got there and Honey told me in the picture, it looks like the top was kind of roached. And he's like, we don't have time to fix anything right now. You've got to buy stuff that's just ready to paint. He said, when we get into it and, we get the booth set up and I have more time, and you want me to fix stuff, I will. But right now, no, don't do it. So I went, I didn't buy it. And then I went to another lady's house. She had a beautiful buffet. And I got there. It was really low. It's like there should be a hutch that goes on top of this buffet. It's too low to be utilized really for anything unless it had a hutch on it. And I said, oh, it's so small. She's like, well, I put the measurements in the ad. I was like, I just saw how beautiful it was and wanted to come and look at it. And I said to her, is it painted with latex paint? So she walks over to the kitchen and she brings back the can and she goes, well, it's bear paint. I'm like, that's latex paint. So I'm thinking to myself, why did you just recently paint this? And now you're going to sell it. Why didn't you just leave it in its natural state to sell it so that the person buying it could do what they wanted? I don't know, but I walked away from that one too. And that was hard because that was a pretty buffet. And if she had said, well, I'll take less, if it hadn't been painted with latex paint, and I know you can paint over latex with DIY paint, but I wasn't in a position to want to take a chance on that. So I walked away. And I haven't looked at anything else. But today is half off Saturday. And I can't be there. They open right now. It's 7:33. They opened 3 minutes ago. And I can't be there because I have the lady coming at 8:30 to buy all the mermaid stuff. So I'm going to be dressed and ready when she gets here so that as soon as she takes the stuff, I can go to Half Price Goodwill and Half Price Arc Day before I get to work. What I did with my hand, did I mention earlier? I think I mentioned earlier that I'm starting to feel pain in my right hand. My left hand, this is the one I had surgery on. See how it's really getting to the point where I can open it pretty good now. But it does look smaller. To me, this hand looks smaller from only that little bone being gone. Anyway, so I'm starting to have pain in this hand. So I took the CBD oil this morning and I put it all in this area and I don't have any pain. But this is what the doctor explained to me. He said, whenever we give you the cortisone shot and you're not feeling any pain and you're just going to town doing all the stuff that you do, your brain does not feel the pain, but the damage is continuing to get worse. And therefore, when you start to feel the pain again, the pain is usually worse than it was before the cortisone shot. So I had prayed a lot with gratitude that I wasn't having any more pain and that maybe that shot just hit that magic spot and I wasn't going to have any more pain in this hand. And the Lord said, you're wrong, Rena. You're wrong. And yeah. So, anyway, probably still going to have surgery. But Savannah is really picking up the grooming thing. I mean, she must be a natural. She must have been born to do this. Imagine that. When I was married to her dad and I was pregnant, he would say, He was from West Virginia. He would be like, you're going to mark that baby. You're going to mark that baby. She's going to hear all that barking and carrying on. She's going to think she's a dog. Or one time I thought there was a spider on me or something, and I smacked myself on the leg, and he's like, you're going to mark yourself. Now that baby's going to have that mark on her leg. And I'm just like, what? So maybe something happened, and now she is going to forever be a dog groomer. I can't possibly do that surgery this year. Can't happen. So somehow I have to gimp along until next year. And here's the deal with Honey. He is so miserable at work that there may be a change coming along. I'll let you know more about that when I know more about that. So I'll talk to you guys later. I don't know if I'll be able to do something from the shop, but I know you guys haven't seen the shop in a while, so I'll try. Okay, bye. I'm waiting for my people to come pick up the mermaid stuff, and this is what's departing us this evening. Honey struggled really, really hard with this, but he doesn't write it at all. Like, for 2 years, he has not written it. And, yeah, we found a buyer. We had to take $3,500 less than what we were hoping to get. But sometimes in life you have to take your lumps, and this is one of them. And it's a really sad day for him. And honestly, it's a little bit sad for me because I did buy this hoping that it would be something we could do together. And then after the boys had their accident, I just couldn't get back on it. And although he says that's not what kept him off of it, I think it did, because his father was killed when he was 12 in a vehicle accident. And I'm not sure if he can just admit that that's what's keeping him off of it. But it's going to free up a lot of space in here. It seems full right now, but we're actually moving that dresser into the house. The Hoosier is going to go out to the back building because it needs repair. And then this pile of stuff is going to the antique mall. So anyway, I'm getting ready to go do some half off Saturday shopping if these mermaid people will show up.